Okay, I think we can go ahead and get started. Thank you everybody for joining us for our lunch hour series. Today we are so happy to have Nicole Giron with Recreational Therapy at the Munroe-Meyer Institute. I just want to do a couple housekeeping things before we get started. We present this informational series as part of our Family Care Enhancement Project. And what that is we have parent resource coordinators or PRCs who we ourselves are parents of children with disabilities, and we have specialized training to provide support and help families to get connected to different services and navigate different systems. We also help clinics. Some of us are embedded into clinics, and they help with the social determinants of health. We are a statewide program, so these are the clinic locations that we have. We also have some bilingual PRCs. And we are recording this, and it will actually be up on the Munroe-Meyer YouTube page. So there is the link for that, and I can also send that in the follow-up email with all of the materials. We just ask that you submit any questions that you might have through the chat function, and we will take them as they come. And also I have a very, very short survey. It's just 3 questions of how you think the presentation went. We provide that to our grantors to make sure that we are meeting all of our goals and that we're kind of providing what you guys are looking for. And again, my name is Jennifer Hansen, and I am a parent resource coordinator. There is my email address. So if you guys have any follow-up questions, or if you had any other needs, you can contact me. That is the end of that. And without further ado, Nicole, welcome, and thank you again for presenting.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be with you all today. Just can't thank you enough, parents, for everything you're doing. You know, we're here to serve you, your children, and just, you know, day in and day out, you're looking. So hopefully we'll share some great information with you today. So I'm going to share my screen here. Go to sorry, trying to navigating all these other windows here. So there we go. How's that look for everyone? Good. Great.
Good.
Okay. And what we'll do, I think I'll do my presentation and then I'll open it up at the end for questions, and I'll look in that chat function. So I won't be monitoring chat while I'm going through the slides, just for the visuals here. So, but thank you so much. So yes, I have the honor and pleasure of being the director of our recreation therapy program here at MMI. I'm sure most of you are familiar with services at Munroe-Meyer, but we like to say we're a one-stop shop here. And I have been with MMI for 22 years now here in recreation therapy. Our program, we just celebrated our 40th anniversary. So very glad we've been here to help support people. Here's a great little picture here of our new building and our new playground. It's a beautiful space for those of you who haven't seen it. And so we're really excited to be able to offer interdisciplinary family-centered services and supports. We regularly work alongside our PT, OT, and speech departments. A lot of what we do in recreation therapy here is help people learn and modify skills, practicing their independent self-care skills, getting involved out in the community, and of course, working on their self-esteem and a sense of accomplishment. So some of the goals we do are physical. That would be, you know, balance coordination, hand-eye coordination, cognitive, whether it be executive function, problem solving, sequencing, memory, sensory. We do a lot of sensory work with our participants. And then also, and we really look at improving those responses to stimuli, so whether people are oversensitive or undersensitive, and then socialization all the time. So when we do intakes with our families, we try to learn what you're working on, especially for our kiddos who are still in pediatric services, and learn what they're working on with their OT, PT, and speech practitioners, because we can try to take those goals that they're doing one-on-one. And then I like to say that we generalize it, we put it into practice in more of a natural setting environment. So that's a little bit about what we do. And then the people who make it all happen. So we have 10 full-time and 2 part-time adaptive therapy specialists. This is our crew here at our old building, our yellow awning. 6 of us are full-time recreation therapy specialists. And then we also have other providers. We have some special education teachers who work with us, sports, aquatics, and theater specialties. We also have 50 part-time rec techs. That's the picture you see below. These people are the best people you will ever meet. They're predominantly college students who are going into health profession fields. So we have, again, OT, PT, speech students, special education, nursing, medical students. And so they really act in a way, you can think of them as paraprofessionals. And so our program works on the buddy system. So when a participant comes into our pediatric program, they're buddied up with either a staff member or a volunteer, depending upon their needs. And then we facilitate activities throughout the day when we're here. So we do provide outpatient services across the lifespan, though. We average about 140 visits per week in the fall and spring semesters. And then our summer camp provides services to people ages 3 to 21. We have about 80 campers a week. So it's a pretty happening, busy program. So, and I don't know, Jen, if you can share a little bit, I don't know if we could do a show of hands. It's kind of nice for me to know our audience. If people are primarily parents, if they have more pediatric campers, or if we're kind of talking to older parents who have adult children. I don't know. Is there a way to find that out?
I wonder if everybody knows how to use the reaction button down at the bottom. If you could do the hand clap for pediatric.
I'm just kind of curious. If this doesn't work, it's okay.
And the thumbs up for adult. We can give it a shot. We've never done this before.
I'm used to a lot more interaction. Okay, so thumbs up adult, hand clap pediatric. Look at this out here. So it looks about 50-50. Okay, very good. Great. So as I mentioned, so we do serve people ages 3 through adulthood with a diagnosis of intellectual developmental disabilities. So common diagnoses would be autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, of course, people with seizure disorders, and many other rare genetic disorders. So we do make note that our programs are unable to support people who need one-to-one support due to severe behavior problems, such as aggressive acts towards others, self-injurious behaviors, or any destruction of property. And that's really part of the nature, because we do serve people who are medically fragile. It does make it very, we just want to make sure we're serving everyone in a very safe and supportive environment. And so if you do have a loved one who maybe does have more significant behavior problems, we definitely have resources here at MMI. We also know that this isn't a forever thing. We know that sometimes teenagers in particular, as they from the ages of 10 to 18, can be a challenging time for families, and we definitely want to offer supports where we can. So we can try to work with you. We do regularly get referrals from our severe behavior department. Also, we're happy when we do an intake to talk to your child's teacher and get some information. So if they're one-to-one in an ACP classroom, depending where they're at, we can also try to get some information there, so we can really determine if we can meet their needs. But our environment is very exciting, as you can imagine. So we definitely want participants who can tolerate inclusive and stimulating, lots of transition, changes in schedule. We know this can be challenging for some kiddos. So sometimes our summer camp, for example, We generally have about 80 students a day. We have 7 groups. And for someone who's never been to our services before, that could be maybe a challenging time to start coming to rec therapy. So I can work with you. Maybe we tailor people to coming in during our fall or spring programming where it's a little bit quieter. And I'll go through those hours in a little bit, but there's ways to work around this. So we'll do the best we can to help provide support. And let's see here. Great. And then is my screen going? Sorry, I'm kind of frozen here. Here we go. So for our activities, we do lots of the typical activities you think of. So art is a time for expression and lots of sensory experiences, cooking. We experience new tastes, texture, smells. We cook recipes, start to finish. Creative arts is our music, movement, sports, of course, rec and leisure, game room. Game room is a great time for interaction and socialization from 2-person to 4-person game learning. Aquatic Center is outstanding. It is absolutely the highlight of our program. The water is 93 to 94 degrees. So we will get kiddos out of their wheelchair. We do swimming lessons. So there's lots of opportunities there. So here's a breakdown of our program. We have about 25 different programs. So as I start talking, I know this might be a little bit confusing. So my apologies in advance. We're lucky we have a lot of opportunities. So for our people we serve who are 3 to 21, we have our summer camp. That is 7 weeks long. It is Monday through Friday. It's a 9:30 to 3:30. Then we also offer a similar type program over winter break when kids are out of school. So that's typically a 4 to 5 day long program. We have after school programs, a weekend program. Weekend is 9:30 to noon on Saturday mornings. We offer that 24 weeks a year. Then we have teen outing groups. We do a school-based social skills club right now that we're with the Millard Public School District. And we're also going to be launching an after-school small group social skill program in conjunction with our speech therapy department, which we're very excited. We're starting that pilot program here in April. We have an adaptive sports program that takes place on Saturday mornings. Tyler, who runs that program, he's fabulous. We typically host sports that students would have at their own schools throughout the school year, but through this program, we're able to offer that 1 to 2 person support to really provide that extra level of support that a lot of our kids need. And hopefully it's a stair-stepping stone to them getting involved in Special Olympics. So kind of a precursor to that. Swim lessons and theater camp, as I said. And then adult programs, we have some are for 18 and over. These are typically our skill-based classes. So cooking club, art club, garden program, yoga, dance, and theater. And then we have other programs for 21 and over. We regularly bring adults here who attend a Bodeck or Jerry Grazier program. We do partner with them to do outings as well as swimming. We have a Thursday evening respite program, which is really, it's like an adult version of our summer camp. So very busy. We have about 40 people who come. We do a round robin of swimming, arts, games, sports. We have visiting artists who come in. It's a lot of energy. It's a great program. We do a therapeutic swim program for adults, adaptive bike club that takes place seasonally. So lots of opportunities. So our big flagship program that started it all is our, supported by our Hattie B. Munroe Foundation. That is our summer camp. We are so grateful to have their support and our funding. We do operate through philanthropy, and so they support a big part of our budget. As we operate, so we can have reduced costs to our families. So we try to keep costs as low as possible for our families, but we're grateful for their support. And so they also support our student internship program, our volunteer program, our adaptive sports leagues, and so on. And then our summer program, again, as I said, it's 3 to 21. We do have some people who attend who have nursing care at school, so their nurse can attend with them. And participants who need individual nursing supervision and care can attend camp at a reduced rate. Again, we just are expanding to 7 weeks this year. It's very exciting. So our dates are going to be June 5th to July 28th. Sorry about those dates there, but it's 9:30 to 3:30. To get involved, there's a $30 refundable, non-refundable registration fee, and it's about $250 per camper for the week. Our regular costs, again, would be around the range of $750 a week, but because of our supports that we get, we're able to offer it at reduced costs, and thanks to the Hattie B. Munroe Foundation. But we do have a sliding scale fee, waiver, and scholar options available. In terms of parents, you provide a sack lunch and arrange for transportation, and we'll take care of the rest. Our Adaptive Sports League, as I said, that is on Saturday afternoon. So football, volleyball, basketball, hockey. Typically that is $60 for a 6-week session. And again, focus there is on skill building. You can see the kids here in their pictures working on their pickup game of basketball. And it's just amazing to see the camaraderie, teamwork, and support, and how kids really start to get engaged and come out of their shell a little bit. It's really fun. Then we have, for those of you who have teenagers, we have an Arnold Stern girls group program. So that's for 13 to 21. We know that a lot of our teenagers don't necessarily have the same social opportunities that their peers might. And so we try to offer a safe and supportive environment for our teens to come in. They can be themselves, but we'll do concerts, we will do swimming, sporting events, bowling. This is really fun. In the picture, we had a Camp Munroe kind of rave party. So they did neon lights, and we had cardio drumming and music and karaoke, and the kids had a blast. It was one of the highlights of the year last year when we were all kind of stuck inside and COVID was happening. So we do our best to find a way to program through all of these events that are happening. So these programs typically place twice a month, and most of the costs for programs tend to average in the area of $10 to $12 an hour, depending on if we're providing meals. And then if there's extra cost for tickets, it might be a little bit higher. So it's pretty affordable. Saturday morning, this is the program I mentioned. This is 9:30 to noon. So if you have a kiddo who maybe is in a very small classroom, there's only 4 to 6 kids in a classroom, this might be a better way for them to start. We do, most of our groups, we have 12 campers in a classroom plus their buddies. So the groups get really busy really fast. There's about 25 people all having fun, and but it can be overwhelming if your kiddo has any sensory concerns. So I always like to give that information. What else? So then our adult programs are great. We've been also hosting adult programs for about 35 years now. So this top picture is our cooking club program. So this is a skill program. We cook recipes together. It's typically 6 to 8:30. So we usually start with some type of appetizer, main dish, and a dessert. And we do that all in 2.5 hours. It's very busy. But it's one of our favorite classes that we offer. And that's also sponsored by the Meyer Foundation for Disabilities. And some of you if you've heard of Walk and Roll, this is one of the programs that they support. So that's one of our annual fundraisers that the Meyer Foundation puts on. And then, of course, our flagship program from them is our Thursday evening program that I mentioned. So that is 6:30 to 8:45. We have 38 weeks of programming a year. And so in terms of just our session sign up, so you know how that works, we do try to serve as many people as possible. And of course, we do have wait lists. So we know that the need is never ending, and there's not a lot of programs like ours in the community who do serve individuals who might need more support. And so we do our best to serve as many people as possible. And so, for example, how that might work is for our adult evening program, we have 36 spaces and we do 2 sessions. We have an A and B session. And so we might have one group of 36 participants the first and a whole new group the second session. So that means we can serve 72 different people. So we do try to make it very fair. So just know when you're signing up, if you're asking for multiple sessions, that might not be possible. So just because we do try to serve as many as possible. So the next program is yoga. That's a great program. It's so fun. We have that in our gym on Tuesday nights. So we work on mobility, strength, stamina, breathing. It's a really, really fun class. Some of our participants bring their own yoga mats and practice in the community and getting their families involved. And that one's been really important for independence, which has been great to see. Other programs we have are supported by our Enrichment Foundation. So we have a series of community outing and adventure. And again, those are for 18 and over. You'll notice some of our programs are 3 to 21 and then 21 and over. And this cohort is the kind of transition age, which is really nice because if you have a student in transition 18, 19, 20, they may not be used to attending other opportunities in the community with adults who are in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. And so this is a great opportunity for people to really see what the next steps are in their development. And we know our transition programs in Omaha do great work in teaching vocational skills and job placement. But equally as important is what your student is going to be doing outside of those hours. As we know, many of our adults have jobs at 15, maybe 20 hours a week maximum. And so it really is important to work on these other skills so people aren't at home, just watching TV or hanging out, and that they're really engaged in their life and living their life to the fullest. So we're grateful we have these programs. The Wheel Club, you can see a picture here. It's adaptive bicycle side-by-side. And that, again, operates April to October. It's just a bus. We supply the bikes and we have techs that will ride with your loved one. We also encourage families to ride with your loved one as well. So it's a great opportunity to check out some equipment. The equipment is very expensive. Those bikes are usually $5,000 to $6,000 each. And we know that's very cost prohibitive for families. So it's a great opportunity to see if it's something that your loved one will enjoy without investing a lot of money in that. The other program I love to highlight is our garden club. So this is a farm to fork program, and the way it's kind of run like a community supported agriculture. So we grew over 1,000 pounds of produce last year, and we start at the end of April and go through October. We do everything. We do lettuce and herbs and tomatoes and eggplant and potatoes and green beans and cucumbers, and we do canning and jam making. It's all organic, and it's a really, really great program. We were very excited with the move to our new building. The Munroe-Meyer Women's Guild donated money so we could have a garden on site, and it's just outstanding. So if you're interested in that, I think your loved one would love it. And we send recipes home. So not only do they come and do program, they take produce home, and then we give you recipes so you can practice cooking and healthy eating with your loved one at home. All right, other programs, as I mentioned, we have that adult aquatic program. This is really a medical program for those who have more mobility restrictions or medically fragile who use a wheelchair for support. We do swim in all of our other programs. Our adult evening, we have lots of swimming. So, but this is more specific to people who need a lot more support. That's typically on Tuesday nights. And then our art club program is one of our new programs that we launched a few years ago. And this is a great opportunity for our adults to make real wonderful art that is very interesting. So we do sewing, ceramics, fused glass. I know some art programs, when funds become limited, they tend to be a little more simplistic. And it's really important to us that we do activities that you would like to do if you were out with your friends, or we would want to do. And so to really offer exceptional arts coaching and teaching at each individual ability level while hanging out with your friends and socializing. So it's a really great program. You can see this person here is doing the little nail twine art, which is a lot of fine motor skills, and she's using the hammer and pliers. And so we always try to have something new and challenge our participants to do things maybe they've never tried before. So it's pretty neat. The other thing is if you have their siblings who are students, we work with students ages 13 to 26. We'd love to have them come volunteer in our program, whether it's during school breaks or during the school year. We have about 400 students who come in a year. As I mentioned, we work with Clarkson College, we work with College of St. Mary, we work with about 80 area schools, including all the school districts and high schools. We know a lot of students need service hours, but more important than that, it's such an important opportunity for our students to get that hands-on experience and hopefully get them thinking about health professions and having almost a practicum experience as they're here. Our staff are just incredible at providing that support. We do training, of course, on safety, behavior management, precautions, and of course, disability education and advocacy, which is really important. So again, funding I mentioned briefly. We're so grateful to our funders here, the Hattie B. Munroe Foundation, Enrichment Foundation of Omaha, Meyer Foundation for Disabilities, our MMI Guild, and many, many other family endowments and donations. Here's a couple of cute pictures here. This is our old garden site. We used to partner with City Sprouts Community Garden. We were on site, and this was one of our harvests that we had here. Our garden has now tripled in size at MMI, so we're bringing in a lot more produce in this, which is really fun. And this was during pandemic, actually, and we kind of got a late start and had a shortened season, but we're grateful we were able to be out there. All right, so how do you register? What's next? So to make sure our programs are an appropriate fit for your loved one, we do intakes on all new participants to gather some information on any behavior and medical needs, just so we can make sure we provide the best support possible. For our participants, especially our pediatric participants, almost 40% of our participants are nonverbal, and so we just want to make sure that we understand their needs and that they feel comfortable when they're here. So we have a whole intake process, and same for our adults. For more information, you can call Carly DeBruin. Email is best, and then you can also email me. We usually split up the intakes with some of our other therapy team members here. As you can imagine, we talk to new families all the time, and we try to explain how our wait list works. We know, you're probably encountering wait lists everywhere, and I know that can be very frustrating. So we just try to be as transparent as possible with what we can offer, how long it might take, how our sign-up process works, those kinds of things. So for most of our new campers, we try to get people 1 week of summer camp. I know it's, when you think, oh gosh, there's 7 weeks, my kid can come all summer. Unfortunately, we're not able to do that because, again, we try to serve as many people as possible. So just so you know how that works. And then once you are enrolled in our program and we've accepted your application, we use an electronic medical health record, and it's called Camp Doc. I know Easter Seals uses this platform, so some of you may be very familiar with it. And so we would send you an invitation via email, and you complete your profile. And as soon as your profile is at 100%, then your loved one can start coming to programs. Most of the information is really easy to fill out. We do need an annual physical. So physical would be uploaded, vaccination information, seizure action protocol or asthma action protocol, and just making sure we have all those pieces. And then and we'll learn if your kiddo or adult has seizures, we'd go over that action plan with you to make sure we understand the needs being met and what your requirements are, whether it's whatever that is. So we'd go over that with you. So, and that's it. So now we can open it up for questions. All right, that was a lot of information. I hope I didn't go too fast.
It was great information. I'll just go ahead and start with a question that I received in the chat. Do any of your programs accept either the A&D or the developmental disabilities waiver funds?
Yes, we do. That is a great question. And I'm going to take a sip of water here and then. Yes, we just started taking A&D waiver funds last year and DD funds this year. So I am, Jen and I have talked about this a lot. So this was just a huge win for our department. And so we're so grateful. So what you would need to do is contact your service coordinator, and then I can even, so you'll want to give them our name, our provider ID, and then the code that we bill under. That's usually the easiest thing to do. So, so yes, we take all those. Yeah.
Okay, and then another question just came in that I love all the structured activities. Are there any more that have an open format?
So just open play? No, actually, most everything is pretty structured. We want to make sure that everyone who comes in is supported, and everything we do is really pretty focused. So I would say, though, I can share with you a little bit about our summer camp, for example. So we serve, we all know, 3, 4, or 5-year-olds, they're not going to sit in a seat all day. That's just not how developmentally we operate. We know play is really important. So, for example, in our summer camp, we have 6 different activities through a day. So the morning might look something like they go to sports, then they do cooking, and then they do creative arts. They have lunch, then they might have art in the afternoon, another, say, game room, and then they're off to the pool. So we try to do where it's a more art, for example, would be more structured because you'd be sitting at a table, you would be doing a project. So we try to have a structured and an unstructured. So in our sports, for example, our areas are usually about 45 minutes long within those content areas on our pediatric side, whether it be Saturday morning or summer camp or winter camp. And so for our little itty bitty kids, we aim for 20 solid minutes of engagement, and then we'll give them 15 minutes of free play. So we have structure and unstructured time within there just to allow for different opportunities for kids, because we know that's just developmentally where they're at. So I hope that answers your questions. For our adults, all of our adult programs are structured. So if you're signing up for an art class, a cooking class, we're working on those skills. Now, within that, there's lots of opportunity for socializing. And we do have some people who come to our cooking class as an example. We have a couple of people who do not eat food by mouth or NPO. They might have a, feeding button or whatnot, but they're there for the socialization. And so socializing is always a component of that, but we do try to keep people engaged. So, okay, let's see. I can see here. Where are we at? Kiddos have been at camp before. Should we wait for information about summer camp? Yes, our summer camp applications, you're probably on our list then if they've been to camp before. Our applications should be coming out around Valentine's Day. So, and they will be pink. So look for that in the mail. If you have not been to our program before, yes, you should reach out to one of our staff for an intake. And then the waiver, in my experience, the waiver has been covering on the adult side, say that's the DD comprehensive waiver. I know some children also get the DD waiver as well, but it has been covering everything. So we've had people use it for swimming lessons, yoga, our art classes, our cooking club, as well as the camp program. So it's just a matter of making sure that you have the hours in there. Yeah. And then how supportive is the staff? So you have a medically fragile. No, that is a great question. So depending on, so your person, you say who's medically fragile, as long as they don't have a trach, feeding tubes we work with all the time, that's no concern. All of our full-time staff are all Med-Aid certified, CPR certified. Like I said, I've been here 22 years. Most of our staff have been here 10 to 15 years. So that's nothing that is unusual for us. We would want to know about any, particular complications. So we do all the lifting and transferring. We regularly get people in the pool who use wheelchairs for mobility. So, and that's something we can talk to you more about. And I can go over that in more detail, but that's a big part of what we do. Actually, we started, just so y'all know, when we started 40 years ago, we were partners with JP Lord School. So most of our participants came from JP Lord School, which is a very specialized school for kids who are medically fragile primarily. And so that's kind of the kids that we work with the most. But about 30% of our campers who come also have autism, and we all know there's a rise in diagnosis for kids with autism. So That's also a large part of what we do. So I would say we have the medical support and the behavioral support pretty much down pat. Yeah. So let's see. And then who do you talk to about using your waiver? So you just need to talk to your service coordinator. Once we've done your intake and your participant is in our program, just give your service coordinator our information. And then they'll put in the service authorization and it will come to me and we'll get it going. I hope that answers your question. Waitlist, that is a very good question. So waitlists really are contingent upon, to a certain extent, how many people apply. So, for example, we have an Arnold Stern teen group. So say we're going to a basketball game, and that program's monthly. So if we have 20 people that apply for 15 spots, we'll have 5 people on the wait list for that program. And every month we try to make sure that we change out who has an opportunity so that it's not just the people are always on the wait list. With summer camp, it's a little bit contingent upon when you apply. So our applications go out in February and our deadline is April 1st. So, and I don't always want to promise, so there's a caveat here. So, but we encourage people to get their application in by the deadline. And typically in the past, if you have your application in by the deadline, we usually are able to get campers 1 week of summer camp. Now, this year, if we're flooded with 500 applications, and we'll obviously have to go for wait lists at that point. But typically, we do try to get people in within a few short months' time. So. It's so strange not seeing everybody's faces.
Oh, one more question just popped in there. Is 1 week the longest we can hope for in the summer?
I would say 1 to 2 weeks. 2 weeks would absolutely be, and it doesn't hurt to ask for 2 weeks. I mean, I would definitely ask, and we'll let you know. And the other thing too to think about is, if you are put on a wait list, we do have people who plans change at the last minute. We know for a lot of our kiddos, they might have their surgeries in the summer, and so we do have people who have to change plans last minute. You have heel cord release surgeries, all kinds of stuff. And so, or people getting fitted for new body jackets, or, whatever it is, family vacations. So plans change. I would say that if you sign up for a week and you're confirmed for that week, and then you want to switch to weeks, that's very hard to do, or we're usually not able to do that. But when you drop a week, it does open up a spot for someone else to maybe sneak in off our wait list. So we're usually, last year, I think we were able to get everybody in except for 5 people, which is remarkable, and only because we received those applications in June. So, and at that point, we're already operating in June. So I think you all, it is January 31st today. So I hope you all are, we're here, we're doing it. We're ahead of the curve, so as long as we can support your kiddo with their needs, I think we should be in it to win it.
Good. So we had good timing on this one. Get this information out to families.
You sure did. Yes. You sure did. Yeah. And then back to the support of the staff. We do have some parents who, if it's the first time attending, you are more than welcome to stay and hang out that first night. We'll give you a tour. You can meet everyone. We know this is a big deal. And believe me when I say, we don't take it lightly that our families entrust us with your loved ones. I mean, it's our mission, it's our passion to just give the best care possible. And we know that there's not a lot of opportunities, especially for people who need more support. So I really appreciate you asking that question, and you're more than welcome to attend. In fact, for our aquatics program in particular, that's only an hour-long program. So parents do stay and hang out in the hallway and chit chat, and it's kind of a nice opportunity to meet other people. But that said, we also know there's not a lot of opportunity for respite. So even if it's a 2.5-hour program, go grocery shopping, go out to dinner, whatever it is. You can stick around close by. We'll have your cell phone number. We can reach out to you if you have any concerns. So. Okay, great question about the schedule. So yes, so once your 21 and over person is enrolled, what we do is, and I'll just tell you right now, it is a little confusing. So we're very blessed. We have 12 staff who work our program, core staff, we call ourselves. So once you're on our list, you will get an email from Hannah about art club sign up. You'll get one from Savannah about cooking club sign up. So you just let us know what you're interested in. You will go on those mailing lists, and every month we will email you. We actually do it in Forms now. We just transferred over. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Forms. It's a Microsoft product. It's very easy to use. It literally takes 2 minutes to sign up, and it's just fabulous. We used to be a paper-based system where we would mail you out an application, you mail it back in, and you're always worried about those deadlines and things like that. So this makes it much, much, much easier. And I can probably pull something up here really quick just to show you an example, if that's okay. And let me just preface this and say every single program we have, except for our summer camp, winter camp, and after school program, uses Forms. Those programs are paper-based. And then all the other programs are Forms-based. So I'll share my screen really quickly. This is what it looks like. So if you log in, you can see here, it has what we're doing, when it is, the time, the cost, when applications are due, and then it's name, date of birth, caregiver name, phone number, email, emergency contact, have they participated before? That's it. And then we get it and you're off and running, and then we'll send a confirmation. So most of our program applications go out about 3 weeks prior to the event being held. So my yoga class is going to be starting up here on Tuesdays, February 14th. So applications are due 1 week before class starts, and then I will send out confirmation a week before class to let people know. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. I know there's a lot to learn. Let's see if there's other questions here. Y'all are so great. I so appreciate you bearing with me here as we're covering a lot of material. Jen, did I leave anything out?
I don't think so. And I don't see any more questions in the chat. So I guess we can give everyone 14 minutes of their lunch hour back.
Yay.
Just before we close, I ask that I will put a poll up, and if everybody could just do it very quickly, it'll take 1 or 2 minutes. And I see another question came in. Oh, just thank you very much for all of the info.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes.
Thank you all for being here. I really hope to get to know all of you and get to know your loved ones. So it's really what we love. So aquatic program. Yeah, we have aquatic programs all the time. So again, just depending on the age range of your loved one, we'll get you into that application cycle. The other thing too is I will say we are hoping to hire a full-time aquatic coordinator. We've been waiting for some funding to come through on that. So we're hoping to have that in place by May or June, and then that will offer up some other aquatic programming, and we are hoping to do some open family swims. So we will send that out to our mailing list, and you can sign up and you can come use the aquatic center with your loved one. So that won't be a drop-off service, but at least it's an opportunity to get in that warm water therapy pool, which is just essential. So another opportunity there.
Okay, thank you so much, Nicole, again, for all of this information. I know families appreciate everything that you guys do.
Well, we appreciate you, and thank you all so much for the support and just this whole project. And it's a great project. We are so grateful for what you all are doing. So, all right. Well, you all take care. Have a great afternoon, and stay warm out there.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.